Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to FoundFlix. Today on this quick flicks review, we're continuing with another selection from the recent and quite excellent Chattanooga Film Festival that was held virtually. Something I hadn't actually tried before, and it was pretty cool. They had several awesome genre films, as I featured recently with Scare Package, and another absolutely killer one is the insane Brazilian slasher Skull the Mask, an action-packed horror flick depicting a supernatural serial killer based on pre-Columbian mythology in a hunt for revenge in the metropolis of Sao Paolo. This one is honestly extremely badass. Especially for a low-budget effort, it feels quite epic and has a lot of different elements working in its favor to create a really awesome vibe overall. From grindhouse-style cinematography, barreling synth soundtrack, and psychedelic otherworldly realms, all that is great. But what really makes this stand out is the kills. The kills in this are so good and over the top that this will no doubt become beloved just for these gooey and bloody effects alone, but has a lot more to offer than just that. I knew at least beforehand that this one had some hype built up for it and was having its world premiere at CFF, but still didn't know anything beforehand outside of the title and synopsis. And I was absolutely delighted with the bone-crunching result I witnessed. Skull the Mask is another absolutely awesome genre flick that blew me away with how much it did well. Yes, it is in Portuguese, so of course you have to read subtitles, but even if you hate watching movies with subtitles, which I know some do, with this one you can literally not even pay attention to the dialogue. The kills and visual weirdness is plenty to keep you engaged, so don't let that deter you from checking this one out. While it certainly is taking a page out of your standard slasher flick, Skull does things a bit different, with a demonic twist, and by making it abundantly clear what is responsible for the unstoppable killer from the get-go. As the Skull Mask of the title, it's an artifact belonging to an ancient executioner for a mythological demon. The mask apparently needs blood to survive, and what better way to get blood than brutally slay a bunch of people in intense and unique fashions. We begin with a bit of a flashback that tells us everything we need to know. In 1944, a Nazi assassin has traveled to Brazil in search of the fabled mask, and after some pretty badass fight sequences, someone frees the mask and puts it on themselves, immediately causing their head to explode to the man watching's delight. And that opening sets the stage of this bloody nightmare as we jump to present-day Sao Paolo, and the mask emerges once again, with others hoping to gain its powers for themselves. We follow the tough as nails and with a few shady elements to her past, Detective Beatrice, as she is tasked with tracking down the mask as the body count rises. The mask winds up fused to the face of a crime scene cleaner, its perfect host apparently, since it killed literally everyone else up to that point, played by the hulking wrestler Rurik Jr., who very easily embodies that preconceived mold of a big badass killer, and it's really awesome seeing him just literally destroying and ripping out the guts of anyone he encounters. Going for the usually expected kind of slasher victims like fornicating kids, but in much more brutal fashion, rips open the girl's ribcage and uses her intestines to strangle her boyfriend. Or a bunch of drug dealer lowlifes who he skins the faces off. And this is only the beginning, as things get even more gruesome and insane as the movie progresses, and the mask absorbs more blood for its master. Later including awesome things like a well-choreographed, elaborate, and crazy fight throwdown between him and a priest wielding a sword, yes please, that definitely felt like something out of another grindhouse homage, Planet Terror. Everything in that department is exceptional, and again this boasts some truly memorable and awesome kills that certainly don't shy away from gore, like another notable sequence at a dance club later where he just rampages on all the clueless kids there, just destroying them one by one, accompanied with pulsing soundtrack and flashing disco neon lights, eventually becoming completely doused in blood after all of his victims, which is funny too. He starts off with this pristine, clean white jumpsuit, and by the kills start ramping up, it looks more something like this. My goodness! Another aspect I appreciated is the twist on the typical dainty female protagonist of classic slashers. Beatrice is level-headed, clever, and naturally also seeking some redemption for that aforementioned past mistake. And it's thanks to her very grounded character and performance that the more batshit elements are able to feel more of the real world and grounded. It's a balance between standard cop investigation into this mystery and an unstoppable demon dude killing everyone in his path that works really well, as she investigates the mysterious murder racking up bodies in her town. It really hits its stride here as we expand the world and the characters chasing the mask like a shady museum curator and his hired cronies, a secret group of defenders of the ancient deity, and the mystery regarding the truth of Beatrice's past. There's honestly a lot of plot machinations that come into play, and perhaps the one aspect that sags is the story, as it does become overly complicated after a while and does leave a lot of things unexplained, but ultimately this is not enough to dampen the mayhem and fun in any real way. There's more than enough twists and turns, action, gore, and so much more to this one that I think it will truly become beloved to all gore hounds around the world when it is officially released. Unfortunately, as far as I could uncover, this doesn't have any kind of distribution in place at the moment, but I'm certain that some smart company out there will see the potential here and at least put this one on Prime or Shudder or something, because this absolutely must be seen by any horror lover out there. It's honestly a killer good time and is just seriously badass. Another one from the Chattanooga Film Fest that I knew literally nothing about beforehand, and afterwards was like, holy shit, that was amazing. And this one really one-ups so much of the recent fare that I've been watching on regular streaming lately. This one is the real deal. So I'll make sure to keep an eye out for a wider release date and keep you guys informed, as I'll be impatiently awaiting to devour this one again. I'm still planning to do a few more Chattanooga Fest reviews coming soon, so stay tuned to learn about more badass horror movies you might not know about yet, but are sure to become hits soon. Until then, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. Thanks for watching FoundFlix. See you next time.